are the group from MAR151 and our topic is MEDEA.
MEDEA is a story about betrayal where the husband cheated on the wife and the wife decided to kill her own children. Disclaimer: the views and opinion expressed by the guest speaker doesn't necessarily reflect the views and position of the interviewer. Thank you.
Have you ever been betrayed?
Yes,
In what aspect?
in the aspect of love.
How do you say that it's considered as betrayal?
I consider it as a betrayal because one moment he was there and the next he was gone. It's like, in a spur of the moment, he left without even saying goodbye. And I was left with the hope that he would ever return, he would ever come back to me, but until now, he's gone.
How did you feel?
At first I was hurt, and then there came the anger. I was so angry that time that I almost lost all sense of control. It was a pain that was so unbearable that I cut myself off from my friends, I isolated myself, and I talked to nobody but myself.
How did you cope up with the pain?
There was no easy way of coping up with the pain, because sometimes the pain consumes you. I spent some nights drinking alcohol, getting home drunk. Also spent some nights thinking and crying myself to sleep. It was a hard time for me because I felt like I could not rely on anyone but myself.
If there is a lesson you get out of the experience, what would it be?
Well, one thing I learned is that we have to find ways to cope with the pain that would not really harm us or disrupt us in any way. It's no good being self-destructive in times when you're feeling so hurt. And also, learn to love yourself.
What is your message to the person who betrayed you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I've done something that made you want to leave. I'm sorry if I was not enough for you. And thank you. Thank you for all the lessons you left me. Thank you for all the good times we spent together. And lastly, I hope you find someone who will make you happier than I ever did.
Have you ever been betrayed?
Yes, once.
In what aspect?
Well, basically, in love life.
How do you say that it is considered as betrayal?
Well, when you're loving someone, you must give it your all. You must be loyal, you must be faithful. You must be, you must be loyal and faithful. But in a way that, or with what happened with me, he didn't. He had another one while he was being with me.
How did you feel?
Basically, I was hurt. Because being betrayed by someone you love really hurts so much.
How did you cope up with the pain?
When loving someone, you have to bear the consequences that you'll be hurt in the future. And you also have to learn how to move on in the future because we all know that nothing stays forever. So you will either experience breakup or you will either experience happiness in the future. But with regards to what happened with me, I have learned how to move on, how to learn on the things I have experienced and gained the lessons it taught me.
If there is a lesson you get out of the experience, what would it be?
I believe that would be do not love too much. First, love yourself, know your worth. Know how you would feel, know what would be your consequences in the future when you love too much, and know how to respect yourself.
What is your message to the person who betrayed you?
Well, first of all, I have moved on. I have already learned my lessons. But one thing is for sure, karma will always be there. And if ever that you came back, well, thanks, but that won't happen again.
Betrayal is a sin. To make a person believe in your lies. You don't know how much pain you brought them. From their pain, they're able to do things that is beyond their limitations. Pain causes madness, greediness, and hatred. To me, no matter how much pain someone or a world gives you, never ever give the pain back to anyone.
Reaching our goals in life, we need to persevere. We must not deceive people, especially our loved ones. True happiness cannot be found in material things. Treasure the one who are with you through thick and thin, and the people who support you in achieving your goals. Most people, blind and dumb in their self-centeredness, betray even their own family. The power you gain from
I learned that when someone gets hurt, they will do many things to get revenge. The pain blinded us to be happy. The worst feeling in the world is knowing you've been used and lied to by someone you love and you trust. So we must first love ourselves and know our worth and never ever settle for less than we deserve. In light of that, we must always show kindness to everyone.
Hi, good day. My name is Arden, and I am from the group of MAR151. The story that I had is all about MEDEA. So all about MEDEA is the feeling where she is feeling hatred to her circumstances. She betrayed other people because of the problems that she had. So for me, the moral lessons that I learned and the reflection that I said, that don't just betray other people because of your circumstances that feel about you, that you feel angry. Don't just let anybody down you because of yourself. Just always keep motivate and keep inspired yourself so that other people might be looked down on you. If you feel betrayed, if you feel hatred, you just tell yourself that it's okay, it's done, and just move on. Pray and always motivate, inspire other people. That's all. Thank you.
Betraying for me is always a choice, and it will never be okay to break the trust of the person who loves you. So what I learned about the story Medea is that one mistake cannot be fixed by another mistake. So if the same thing happened to you, just be the bigger person, and always remember that it's not your fault, and learn to love yourself.
Being betrayed is the worst feeling in the world, knowing you've been used and lied to by a person you trusted. Some people aren't really loyal to you, they are loyal to their need of you. And once their need change, so does their loyalty.